more time to wake you guys up. Get on the money early. All for educational purposes here today, remember. Get your coffee, quick. We're going to do the futures first. We're going to get the key LiquiVision levels out there for you on futures. What a day yesterday. Nvidia driving the pump up on the NQ, just following on its tail along with everything else yesterday. It was the push up on the daily. This rejection we was talking about down here yesterday, push down, another go, didn't like it, and off it went to the races. Another tap into the buy side liquidity pool there allowed you to get in. We put that out there in the Discord for you. You can go and grab that over at liquivision.trade. If you want access to the early birds, you can get it right there. We do a video each morning going in there earlier than what we do on the lives. So here we go with the futures recap. Then we're going to do, not a recap, the future levels, and then we're going to look at the small caps that are popping at the moment. Okay, so the NQ taking a rest. It's taking a rest. Let's have a look at what we've got here. We've broken out of the channel that we was in. Now we've got two levels here. I'm going to take this one here and bring that up there, pop that there, and that is going to be our first level. If we're going to come look back for something today, this is going to be the level. That level is at 829 down to 759. So you're just going to look for rejection in there. If it drops in, you see some rejection. It's going to act like a magnet potentially, but look, we have not dropped down any further than what we was up there. All right, so keeping an eye on it. This is the previous high there at 19022, so we could pull back to that and just go. We'll look at that on a smaller time frame in a sec. So NQ is there, and if we take the whole swing, what have we got? So we've got this one moving up now. So yeah, we're going to be stacking this buy side liquidity right here. All right. So this is the first one. This is the second one. The second one, the macro. The first one is from the most recent swing, and that most pullback to the close of previous day there from yesterday. So that's the previous day from the day before. Sorry, my bad. Let's get this. Where's our 9 o'clock close? 8:30 on a 30. So we can move this one. We are going to be up here on the close. So as you can see, we're tapping into the close. We're using the close as support right now on the early bird session. That is what we've got. So let's to the upside. Obviously no target to the upside in terms of where it could actually go to, but if we're looking at benchmarks to give us an idea, I'm imagining we smashed one already. Yeah, so we're already in the benchmark here of the NQ, which could mean some accumulation in here and a push up for benchmark 2, which is sitting right up there at about 19,600. So there's another gap. So that's how we're working it out, because there's nothing to look left to. So we don't like to look left here. That is what we are looking for. We are looking for that push up into and breaking and holding above 1150. If we can break, we can go to the top. There's the channel sitting up there as well. And 1960 is benchmark 2. 19600, sorry, is benchmark 2. So that is on the NQ. If we drop down the time frame, see what it's been doing here on the 5 minutes. Exactly the same. So we're zooming in on that. So we're just chopping around between these highs and these lows. And I think you'll probably find they're all holding the last swing up from that close. So from that close to the swing up, they're all holding this buy side. So again, New York close is acting as support, and this is the buy side liquidity pool sitting there. So if we fail and close under 19,060, then we could start to push to the downside and grab that magnet, which is down there, all the way down here at 18,840. Now we might see a push. We might not go for that magnet. We might see a higher high today, or close the week on the highs before we come back for that. But what is important to say is as the higher highs goes in, the magnet moves up, right? That's the whole point of this. It doesn't stay there. It's not stagnant. It's not like a fib and it just hangs around there. You have to move that up, all right? Okay, NQ, ES. The S&P. Let's get rid of some of these lines for you. The S&P, same thing, all right? Same thing. We said in yesterday's live that we'd already broken out. This is 12:40 my time. That's what have you got? 7:40 US. So that's what we was coming into. We'd already broken out of the sell side liquidity pool, and that's what we said on stream, is that if we break, we could fill the gap here. So there was the buy there into the buy side liquidity pool. We literally called that yesterday morning, and it come in, it tapped in. It was a 200 moving average as well as confluence, and it flew off it. It went through the next sell side liquidity without a problem. Little acknowledgement there, little acknowledgement of the second level, third level, and pulled back to it and carried on. Now that's where we're residing. Similar thing, if we're looking on the 5 minute, is that low to that high. We are using, we haven't quite tapped into this one yet, so we've got this area here that can act as the buy side pull, so it's kind of support. The point of the pull is, versus support and resistance, is there should be liquidity in it, right? This is a hidden pool of liquidity that we are expecting to see. So everyone else is drawing their support line here, tag. What we're looking for is the push down in to take all those lows out and push down and grab the liquidity, see rejection, and then go for a move. Now, same thing, if we look at a higher time frame, we are going to see two things. So the most recent one is going to be this low to the most recent high. Just grab one of these, move that up. Okay, so that liquidity pool is going to be there from 328-ish to 315. So we can push down. That will be the magnet if this stays as the high. We could pull into here and go off to new ones. If we break under new highs, if we break under this at this 355 area, then the gap is there, right, to play it down to 327. We'll see what the volatility is like on the ES this morning. Overall now, we've got the macro. These are the micro levels. You can see the micro levels by missed these, which was aggressive. That we didn't come down and get it. That was the one that was nice that we called yesterday morning. But taking it from the low to the high, trying to get this into 5303 to 5283. All right, so that is your buy side there. Just checking. All right, so that's your buy side there on the S&P 500, the ES future. Crude oil, already had a trade on crude and gold this morning. Let's get these out of the way. Okay, so crude, no real change apart from the fact it's done what we said it would do yesterday, which is tap in. What was this? Again, about the same time yesterday. Yeah, 10 a.m. my time, 5 a.m. That's what we had on the pre-market early birds yesterday. We were saying that this level should hold as resistance. This should be acting as a magnet up there at 75.40 to 76.50 maybe. We'll see how that pushes up, but that's what's happened this morning. There was a benchmark here. We won't go into the benchmarks now, but the benchmark of this push down, I'll show you on a smaller time frame, worked out. Now this swing here to this swing higher, you have a buy side liquidity pool acting as a magnet. There should be liquidity in there. If we get down to 73.70, 50.30, you're looking for that rejection. It's the backside of a channel. Liquidity pools create the channels, so that's the backside of these channels where I'm just lining up those liquidity pools as we touch into them, and that's what we're doing. Now the only difference here is we have a buy side liquidity pool. I'll just jump down the time frame. Okay, this swing up here created a benchmark down here. There is a benchmark too that is down at this 73.50 area. I've not drawn it in, but that's pretty much where it is. Now we tapped into that benchmark and we played off it this morning. So we've got two things going on, the benchmarks and the sell side liquidity pool. This is going to be the magnet of this swing this morning, and this is going to be the magnet of yesterday's latest swing up, the last swing up, as we said. This low here to that high there, actually it's not yesterday's, it's from, oh yes, it is yesterday's. Yeah, from this low to this high, this can act as the magnet. So we'll see if the benchmark fails under 73.90s, closes, then it's going to look to go for 73.70 or 73.50. Similarly on the sell side, this swing down up in there to 74.60, 74.75, 15 point range there on crude to see if we get rejection. So it could be benchmark to sell side and then sell side to buy side liquidity pool, then a push up to the sell side liquidity pool at 75.40. If not, if we just push on up here, because you're going to have, look, it's going to be the most recent one here, A to B. Okay, right there. So that is above. So if this guy holds, if this buy side pool holds, then you can push on up. So bounce between the two, whatever. If one breaks out to the upside, we're going to fill the gap to the next one. Else, we could go to sell side, break the micro one, because this is a smaller one, this is a bigger one. So on the open, or within the first hour of the open, we expect to break the micro, smaller time frame, sell side or buy side, right? That's kind of what is the indication. That's when the momentum comes into the downside. You get that quick push. So you know with these levels that you're there anticipating that quick push, you can get in, because as soon as it breaks, it's over within a few minutes, right? It's and then you're getting in just as it's about to hit the liquidity pool that you can't see, and then it's off and running. You're too late. All right, so that is crude oil. Gold. One of my favorites is gold. We are having a buy side liquidity pool tap in once, twice. Looks like a good buy right now, actually. Looks like a good buy here. So like we've tapped into the buy side pool. That definition of a downtrend here. Look at this last swing up. See that push up there? You've got to read those pushes. That is the sell side liquidity pool up there. The only one it missed off was this one right here. Actually, it must have been a bigger one. I've drawn it as it's gone down. I've drawn it down to here now, right? So that's the sell side liquidity pool from the whole swing this morning in the Globex session. Now, buy side liquidity has to fail for sell side liquidity to be in charge, right? So here you push down. That means you're going to go to the magnet. You can get in and short these bars, decent pullback on any one of these into the moving averages down to this level. When you get down here, you want to be a little bit careful that you're not necessarily going to continue. We tapped into the second level of liquidity. There was a buy off the first, there was a buy off the second, but what's key now is this swing, we still didn't hold that buy side liquidity. It pushed down further, so now we're drawing in this one, and that's it. We've just tapped into that and rejected off it. So again, crude or gold is doing pretty much what it was setting up for yesterday. Let's see. Right, okay, so that's the most recent one. So now magnet up here, this has bounced, this has gone for its magnet today. We've now got a micro buy side. If this holds, we can go up and trade that up to kind of 383, and watch out for that double top at 82. Now what's above it is a big magnet, right? So the question is, bigger magnet below where we are now. So micro, macro, we could bust this on the open and go down to it, and then reject off into this around 68, 65, and then reject up and push towards the bigger magnet. Then we'd be breaking each of those. This sell side liquidity, if we do that, will move down. So we'll be taking it from here, this one. If we come all the way down to here, then that sell side is going to drop to 2380. Currently it's at 83. All right, a few points, but all the points count when you're looking at 10 ticks a point on the gold futures on COMEX. So that's what we've got. Let's see how that plays out. We'll do these recaps and throw it in the Discord. The Discord, again, liquivision.trade. You can get access to it for $10 a week and get these levels nice and early before everybody else. Look at the opportunity you've got, the advantage that you've got knowing these levels are hitting in. Right, so you can join the Discord for free and just have a look. Sometimes I post what we're doing. It's only been going like a week or so, but you can get in there and have a look and do our previous ones are in the free. This is what we posted yesterday. This is how it turned out and that kind of thing. All right, that's it for the futures. What is going on? VREX. Small cap stocks on VREX. Where's that music? Oh, there it is. Okay, let me know if that's too loud, or I'll find out when I listen back to it. All right, so now VREX. With the small caps, I do this on the futures as well, but with the small caps, they love benchmarks. Benchmarks mean we play, there's a kind of rule that we have to play from this. We like a stock to drop. This has had two punches, two benchmarks. We like a stock to be dropping coming into this. Let's get it on the 1 hour. We like a stock to be dropping. This one went to benchmark 1 before, back in January after a stock split. Then it continued to go down. Now we get some more unusual volume down at the lows. And what we want to do is see this area of accumulation. Now it comes all across here, right? It's just we don't really want to be in that. The only thing you really want to be in is if you're trading in this zone, which ideally you should wait for the breakout, is when it pulls back. Look, so what we're looking here is that these lows, again, we just start to bring out the liquidity pools and see if they hold. So see this one, that's the best risk to reward on VREX, right? It has been on the scanner on this day, on the 7th of May, but then it continued. But that was the start of it. This was the unusual volume. Let's get rid of these. Where's my volume gone? Can I grab some volume on here? Where are you? There you go, lazy bear. Did I hit that twice? Yes, I did. Trust that one. Look at this one. Right, so if we move this volume out that we're getting today out of the way, and then the volume of the spike out of the manipulation benchmark, come over, you can see the volume spike that we had here. That is an example of, 1 second. There we go. That is an example of what throws it up on the scanner, but it's not necessarily the right time on that push because it pulls back. Now we're under $1 at this point, But the whole point is that we're taking that low to that high, and then we're looking for the best place to get in. There's going to be a pool of liquidity down there. They're dark pools. You don't know they're there, and they pop into them, and they're almost perfect when they do it. You can buy that at the 70s as it pops in, or 72 as it just comes out, whichever, and you can put a stop at 63, 64, just under it, risking 10 cents. But what are we going for on this? We are looking for it to fill this gap initially, and if we're lucky, because small caps do this all the time, they love benchmark 2, is they go to benchmark 2 and you get the whole gap fill. Now look, if you was in there down coming back into the buy side pool at 72, you've gone from 72 already, post market and pre-market, you're done for the day if you've caught that long. Now as it happens, this is going to be on everybody's scanner. Look, it's on the scanner up VRAX. It's the number 2 on the scanner today. And certainly it should be. It's had the biggest volume out of everything. But it's already gone out of the manipulation zone. And each one of these you had an opportunity as well. Each one of these you had the opportunity to get in every time. Every time it went in, right? So low to the highs, whichever. And then tap in, tap in. Every time you tap in, you can do it again. If you miss that opportunity, tap in, bring it over, take it from the low to the high. You tap in, right? And then you go. So there's plenty of opportunities to get on these when you see that funky, unusual volume appearing on the scanners. It's not necessarily the right time, but there's a right time to get in with the least risk reward. So it doesn't matter if you took 72 as an entry back there down here on the lowest risk one, or we got in coming out of 98 here, 99 $1. You still then had no further downside because all the buy side pools are holding. In a program trade, that's what you're getting. Fixed price. Well, I say fixed price, it moves, the price moves, the pool moves with the price, but it's there on the swing, right? It's driven in. So you come from that $1 area, we are going up. Now we've hit the benchmark 2. For me, that's a higher probability that VRAX, even though it's on the scanners, may be done for the day. But it's a very key level. So what we have at the moment, let's have a look on the 2 minutes. I like to drop down to the 2 minute here to see what is going on. What do I like to see if I'm shorting these? And if you're on the early bird, you're going to get these as they're popping. So they're on my scanner again already from post market. So I'm looking out for them pre-market. So on the post market, what I'm looking for is the lows before we go into post market, or the post market low, it doesn't matter. And then we go up to the highs, and what ideally I'm looking for is again to pop into the buy side liquidity pool, because that's a great buy. So if we see this on the open pop down, and then my scanner starts showing me the money flow, right? I have the pre-market money flow here. It is there, right? See it? VRAX was on their early doors. So that says, right, let's get that alert out, and where are we going to go to? So that, even if you missed that one, there was still one down here at 150 to take it up to 340, 350. Not only that, we're looking to then short, because this is a high probability area to short. Now, pre-market, pre-positioning. No market makers, no liquidity providers until 8 a.m. EST. So price participants can do what they want. So this is what's happening now, and this is what I drew in earlier. So what I like to do is, when I see the highest high go into the benchmark, and I would do it on this one too. So I'd take the swing high to the swing low here. So this is the swing high after the up move. This is the first push down. Then I want to see this hold. I want the closes to hold this sell side liquidity pool here. Now, if it pushes higher, you can do it again. And you say, right, that's fine. This is what we've done. We're going to take it from the low to the high. Well, this is what it was when I drew it here. And then you put the box around that sell side liquidity. If you just tag it, like that, zoom in. If you just tag into it like this, and it rejects off, you can sell that, right? You can sell that, and what you're going to do is target the first buy side. So that would have been here on this one. We drew this one in. Actually, this one was buy side from this one. I didn't draw in the overall target. The overall target from the push up of pre-market is here, 211 to 150, so that we can come down here, work this level. That's what we listen for on the open, right, or in the first hour or so of trading. Does it push down here? And if it does, do I get volume on the tape? It's an audible for me, so I get to hear it. It will literally say VRAX, VRAX, VRAX if it's coming on the tape. Pushes in and then starts to push its way out. That's when we're looking for a long. And I'm literally looking to see if we can break the newest one. So this one is still valid, but now we've gone with a lower low from this high where we tapped in to this low, now this low, now this low. That drags the liquidity pool lower. Look, each time it was there, it kind of did tag in, right? So you got another entry there, but now it's dropped down. So now we're here. That was closed, but now we're going to go even lower. So we've now got this one still valid. And then we're bringing that over here now to say that $3 could hold price and keep it from going up any further. So that's the kind of idea we're looking for. If we was to open right now, which we're not, we're still 2.5 hours away from the open. But if we pushed up there on the open, we could short that at 313 if we got rejection. We don't want to see it break 325 and close above, because it can then go for the next one above there. And then if we break the benchmark and we close above 360, then you can go supernova, right? This is just a benchmark to say price should be benchmarked at this level. We will come down. We can grab some more liquidity at the pool. It could be the micro or the macro pool, but you just watch the price at these levels, right? So now, for example, what we was looking at earlier, he's saying, right, we've got a buy side pool here. This is going to remain our kind of resting pool. It can come down here in the day, or it could come back to it later on today, tomorrow, whatever. It should rest in this pool. It could go again in a matter of days, or it could go again today. But we're going to see if we get it. Taquito, FRGT, I'll take a look in a second. I've just got VRAX to do. Oh, yeah, I can see that's just appeared up there. Yeah, nice one. Okay, take a look. $1.05, yeah. Float 2 million. Okay, so VRAX got a no, that's wrong. The float of 4 million. VRAX got a float of 2.5. So VRAX can pop down into this at 211. 3 is the sell side. Now, what we was doing this morning is each one of these, as you know, has a micro pool, right? There's a micro pool. So that's what we're looking to see is, okay, can this micro pool hold price? Because if we close below it, then there's a higher probability price is going to want to push down to either the backside of benchmark 1 or push into the liquidity pool, which is 212, 185, anywhere in there. You just want to see price stall. And then if it starts to hit the tape with, i.e. volume is increasing out of this zone, then you've got a buy side trade on targeting the sell side. And then if you're lucky and you're holding some of the position, it could go supernova from here. But like I said, high probability that benchmark 2 can hold, but it's not set in stone. Okay, so that is VRAX. Next one I had was what? Where's my? I think I put it on Friday watch list instead of Thursday. No, I had another one. VRAX, where's it dropped off to? Began with A. I want to say AMD. AEMD. Yeah, there you go. It was AEMD. I obviously didn't put that on the watch. So AEMD, see what we're talking about here when you're... Yeah, this is super early, right? Super early. 4 a.m, isn't it, I think, in EST. But in any case, same thing, right? We're looking for that manipulation down at these lows. you either don't get in until it breaks out because you're looking to take advantage of the gap from 60 up to $1, and if you're lucky it goes to benchmark 2 and you get 166, 170 out of it. And that's what it's done this morning. So again, it was on the scanners. It's falling off now because it's almost back to where it came from. But what we're tracking is that level. We're looking for those best opportunities to get in down here where the volume had unusual volume for this stock. Look what it done here. Everyone's thinking, oh yeah, it's on the scanners this day. It would be, but did it do much? No, it didn't. It went from 40 to 46, 48, and then it come back. But that's the point. You want to start getting interested on each of these swings because that's the one where you can get in the earliest on each of these. Look, taps in. Even if you drag it up here, it taps in, it taps in. This program algorithm runs all the time, and no matter which one you're using, if we've got a buy program on, it's gonna hold price at this liquidity pool. So 44 in here, that would have been a lovely buy at 44, risking below at 42. You're risking 2 cents on this, and you're looking for a reward of 60 cents, or you're looking for a reward of $1. So, and we would have got it today. But when it gets up there, look, it smashes through benchmark 1, literally pinpoints in benchmark 2. There wasn't a chance, really. I mean, you can argue we went from, let's see if there's anything clearer on the 1 minute. No, I don't think we called it at all here from there to there. No, so we didn't tap into it. That's why the move was so aggressive, because we didn't come back and try and get that sell side liquidity. So tap down, up it comes. It didn't in this case. So the short was on this rejection. You can short the actual rejection bar, or you can short the red bar. You're targeting down here at 83 cents on the short. Even if you was targeting $1, you'd have had 30 cents on that red close. So that's what we're targeting down there now. What have we got now on AEMD? So AEMD now is working this pull. This is the buy side pull. If you break below 72 or 70, this is probably going to carry on going down and not come back. But at the minute, it is kind of working. It did attempt to get out here. Look. Each one of these this morning has had a buy opportunity. See, we've worked it, we've come down, buy side held. You got to push up there, push up from 80s to 90s, and then up to $1 again. And each one of these is holding. Buy side up there to the sell side, down it comes again. So now what we have is, if AEMD is going to do anything, it has to, anything to the upside, it has to break 99. Obviously it's $1 round level, so that's what we've got. So we've got sell side 93 to 99. So if price pops up here and we're going to all day fade, then that's what we're going to get, right? Short opportunity at 95 at $1 for potentially an all-day fade back down to where it came from. If not, and we break $1 and close above, got to be careful for this benchmark 1. But ultimately, if we do break that sell side liquidity pool, we should be going to target 130, 140 for what it never tapped into in the first place after this high. Now, if you close above 150, then again, the chances are you're going to bust this pre-market high and go supernova. But ultimately, that's the way we're going to play this. It can push up. We've got a short on our hands. If we reject up here, down we go. If we break up here, you've got a long on your hands coming out. It's the same dollar level. Potential long on your hands coming up for 30, 40 cents, if not higher. You just have to play that. The way I like to play that, if I can hold it, is to play the stepping moving averages here, 4 and the 8 moving averages that generally contain price. Let's see, if you'd have got long here, yeah, closes, all the closes are within that area. Then we punch up, you get this close down, that stops the momentum, and down you back come. Again, holding the momentum. Data shows those two averages hold momentum well, and generally momentum pulls away and drops off when we break them. So that's AEMD. Now, Takita, you've got FRGT. I haven't looked at that this morning, so let's have a look. Yeah, so it's running now. Let's have a quick look very, very quickly what we've got here. So, yep, it's coming down in the lows. The swing at the bottom. Let's have a look what we've got. We've done this before. Where was we on this before? Have I done this today? Did I mark it up today? No, I think we missed that on over here probably. Let's mark this up again. Alright, so we're coming in a bit sketchy down here. Let's go off of the low. What have we got? 57s. And take it. See what we got. See what we got. So, yeah, it looks like I have drawn these in previously. It's the same benchmark. Benchmark 2 is a little bit higher up here at about 225, 230. Bogey level up there now at around $2. No idea what these are, but it's the targets from previous. So yeah, you can see we are using pretty much the same formula as before, and we never got there. So we've just never got there on this one either. So let's see how that one pushes out. If I drop down to the 2 minute. So this wasn't anything post market. It's literally just running at the moment. And again, we're looking at that 57 level. 57. Yeah, so that's why we've topped out at that, right? We're at benchmark 2. So that's why we're acknowledging that. So we've got the intraday, and this is the intraday benchmark. Benchmark 2. So it could well be done. Looking at the 1 minute then, if we are going to be done on this, so it will, there's a chance we can go for these two levels up here, but the pre-market session is benchmarked here at 125, and we take that swing high to that swing low, and we're going to look for the sell side. And in the first instance is basically, do we sell off from that? We've just tapped into it. It'd be nice if it pushed in a little bit further, but we have just tapped into that here. Let me just get this right. Yep, perfect. So you've already tapped into it once. Now, if I'm on a tick chart, you'd keep pulling it, right? You can keep micromanaging this thing, because what you've just tapped into there is the next one. So short looks on for FRGT in the pre-market. What you want to be careful is of increased volume coming in. So we're tailing off on this volume. If this starts to U-shape and come up, then you're potentially going to go higher. But the target for me right now, there's going to be two. There's going to be this one, most recent, coming in 77 to 88 on the buy side. Not a lot in it, is it? I'm just going to drag that down and say, you know what, they're pretty much aligned. So your buy side, with this being the high, if this stays the high, the target for buy side is going to be down here. Now look, you've got these moving averages down here. Where's the VWAP? VWAP's up there. So if we can crack that VWAP, then you're coming down here to this 88.80 area. Looks like it's selling off from this sell side at the moment, so that looks really nice on FRGT. Hot just got a little bit cooler, but that's what I've got on it. FR, yeah, you can see where that money come in. Look, 11.49, pushing it up there. That's my time. Sorry, my bad. Let's do it by price. 75 up to 116. Here we are. That's that push. Starts to come in on that tape, and there's your push. As soon as it hits there, you want to be getting in at 75s and taking that up to the benchmark there at 124, which is also previous resistance right now. So let's see what happens. You've got the VWAP in your way. You're going to always find some buyers at the VWAP at this point, but let's see if it wants that magnet down there at 87 and 80. If not, as always, if we break the sell side liquidity here, 121, and we don't double top, so you've got to give it 24, 25. But if we break that sell side liquidity, there's a higher probability you're going to break the pre-market higher and then go on to these other levels to the upside. How far we get, you just have to keep looking at price action and see what it does here. But every time you get into one of these key levels, including the bogey at $2, is if that price comes up, what you want, if that price now, let's get this back. If that price if that price holds the VWAP, comes down, you can, there's a nut. If we reject in and come down, there's a trade on there. Then later during the open, you could get some that you can work this a little bit and maybe get some noise on the tape buy side to bring this out, and that's when you get the break and then you go. Whether you do it here and push and break that sell side, or you do it later, if we do, this could be the high of the day. If we do, then we're going to look for the same thing up there, and we're going to go, right, we want to look for that first initial push, but then we want that sell side liquidity here that we would draw on. If we get there, we want that to hold, and we want it to reject off quickly. We want it to reject off quickly off that sell side if it occurs. All right, so that's FRGT. I don't know what the catalyst is on this at the minute, if it's any good. You'll know better than me, Taquito, with your your scanner there. Major expansion of a radar module, whatever. But it's all I care about is that benchmark and that sell side liquidity at the moment. If it can come up, and is there a short on, or does it break and it starts to gain more pre-market momentum on here, I'll know it straight away as soon as we get on the money flow and in the pre-market scanners that we've got there. So that's FRGT. You got one more for me before I go. ISPC. ISPC. Yeah, not really. All right, fair enough. You do have. Let's have a look what's going. But let's get a VWAP off. Yeah, I don't think everything that is the scanner, mate, is what I look for. In my opinion, that's probably one and done. Oh, might have more legs on it, up to 55, but yeah, it's doing what it's done every time, isn't it? It's benchmark won it. Yesterday's price action, benchmark won on the closes. It's basically there, isn't it? So, and you haven't really come off there. So that's the bogey level there, isn't it? In between the two, 75. Keeps doing that, isn't it? It's kind of one and done post and pre-market, isn't it? Oh, this one did have some action during the day, but not. Yeah, but it's done in the day. It's done in the day, either pre-market or session. I don't think this is necessarily one that's got supernova written on it or anything else. It's almost done. But saying that, Skeeto, we do have the low from yesterday post-market to the high of post-market trading, and you are sitting in the buy side, right? So saying that, never say never. It's just not. It's not that play that's worked at a bit of unusual volume low, and then a little bit of unusual volume, a little bit higher than last one, and then all of a sudden it cracks on that given day. Whereas this one just keeps popping and dropping. But buy side liquidity, nevertheless, is there. Between, whilst it's already taken the lows of 38 and 45, so pretty much that is done. If it comes back down below here, it's it is definitely one and done. But let's just check sell side on it. 49 to 55. So there's 2. Again, didn't grab it at the top. So it's the rejection play you could play literally just on the candle coming into that bogey level and then dropping, and then coming off target 1 hit. So there's a trade there from 64 down to 45. It has spiked up in volume on this last candle, but we'll see. It should just be a spike up to 49.50. See how that gets rejected. But certainly if this level fails, I think it's going to come back down. I can put that in there if we have a look later. Kit. Off they go. This has done it before. Where's, I can't believe I haven't got anything drawn on here from before. I must have removed it all. Yeah, I guess this is more. So when was that? Oh, yesterday. Yeah. This one might be a bit short-lived. So there's an entry confluence there at 13. Another one. 14. Did we get one here or not? I think we're going to miss that one. Yeah, it didn't come down for it there, hence the fast push up on post-market, pre-market. So we'll have to run that up there. And that's what it's using at the moment, right? It's pushing out of that level. On the buy side. So yeah, you get an increased volume coming out of a buy side pull. Sell side to crack. It's going to be almost a double top up there, isn't it? So 25, 26 is the sell side. So yeah, 24, 26 is the sell side. So it can push there for the moment. In fact, the most recent one, right on the micro level, coming down to the lowest lows right here, right now. So a little bit slimmer than this one, isn't it? Right. So is that a volume push into sell side liquidity and it slams back down? Or if we break and close above, then you should get the momentum coming in to take you up there to 26. Benchmark wise, it's done, isn't it? Benchmark wise is done for sure. Yeah, 24 was its benchmark, so it spiked above 24. The close actually pretty much was very close to it, right? That close there was very close to that. But yeah, you are pretty much done here. So let's see if you break above 26, close above 27, it could see more, but we'll see. Right now, it's whether or not you get a short and whether this holds up. I'd like to see that come down here. Where's VWAP? Are you in VWAP? Yeah, okay. Closed above VWAP. There's the spike, right? So now, after that volume spike, can you hold this level? If not, then that could come back in. Where is... SXTC, when was that? Alright, so keep an eye on that. You got the level, it's right here if it breaks it. Okay, this loves to do it. You can see, boom, it's doing the same thing pretty much like ISPC. It's not one of those necessarily. Yeah, it does it all the way along. I mean, there is a chance it could do one of these, I guess. So we've done the benchmarks back there. Yeah, I'm not loving that to do anything else. Not even mark that up. I don't think. Let's benchmark 1, benchmark 2 up there at 180, 150, 180. Boom. Yeah, yeah. All right. So there's SXTC. I'm not sure what that's got on the 1 minute, but if you are looking to short, there's potentially a short on right now because it just tagged into its sell side. Oops. So SXTC there on the scanner now into benchmark 1, benchmark 2 up there at 180s. To get there, it'd have to break 150, close above to see that gap. The bogey level is going to be in the middle there, about 165-ish. And the target's going to be from pre-market low prints up to the higher prints there. Let's see what it does here now. Look, 150. If it can break that sell side now, it could look for benchmark number 2. Let's see if we can get that close. Okay, the resting pull from pre-mark, yeah, I'm going to leave that as that. I'm going to say that's the target. There is a micro one here. So that's the resting pull. If this stops, this will probably be aligned with VWAP. So you got your resting pull, and this is your this current push up to see what it can get. Have I got this turned off? Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's been shouting. It's been shouting on the tape. The last shout was literally 50 seconds ago. So that's it. It's just done sell side to buy side. Closed underneath the sell side, buy side. Now the question is, can it break buy side and go down, or will it use buy side again to push up above this 150? Listening out for it. All right, we'll keep an eye on that SXTC on there as they happen now. Keep an eye on that one. Now, what is happening with? Here we go. Let's just see if we get this pushed down, because like I said, it went quiet on the tape. The last shout out was just past 30 past the hour and some seconds. Oh, nice crude trade. Okay, so it's currently using buy side, but I'm not hearing it on the tape. I'll let you know if I hear it on the tape. I'm going to have a look back to the futures. Oh. See now, ACHR's on the tape, not SX. Hey, stay there. So this one got cracked. So that's done, right? It was there. You could say it hit targets, but you've got to determine whether or not you want the money's down here, really. There's hardly anything to play with there. So now we've got another one, right? So it can keep pushing, but it has to break each of these on each of the micro swings it's putting in. So it failed again. One push failed, second push at that sell side failed. So sucking it up. If they can get past this one, which still has 136 down on it, to crack and get below. Where's the VWAP? On it. Closes are on VWAP. So yeah, if you get a crack beneath that, then you're coming down here to 127, 125. Now, come back to that in a sec. Anything going on in GMA? I think that was done yesterday. We held, yeah, pre-market held. Yep. You could argue that didn't touch, but yeah, so we're working that level now. Above 3160. On GME, 31 above 3160 close above could see another push from the low, last swing low, going into those highs. Yeah. Right, there's a buy side pull. So very, very close here. If you give me a little bit of edge on that, but try for that buy side down there. We got to the round number, pretty much $30, a little bit below, and now it's at the sell side liquidity pool. So potentially, if we can come in here and push out, then great. That is what we're using. We currently have to crack under and above, but over and above, sorry. But no, the pre-market now after that sell-off, holding, buy side, and the most recent buy side, so held again. So every push at the moment now is holding buy side liquidity, which currently resides at 31 down to 30.80.
ACHR.
All right, so that's GME then. So could see some action on that today. Nice move yesterday. ABCD into the highs, and we'll see what it's got today. Now, quick recap before I drop off now then into the futures. Or let's just see what happened on SXTC. Yeah, there you go. Straight into buy side liquidity pool. So there's the target off from 150 down there to 120s into those moving averages, tempting to break now. So yeah, you can listen out for this later on to see if you can get some opening volume off of the 120 area, perhaps a little spike below, to see if it can U-shape out of this and get above 133, and then you can look for 166 and 180. But if not, leave it alone because it's pretty much done, even though it's on the scanners. Kit. Yeah, Kit, sell side liquidity pool held, coming down there. Target wants to be, let's see what we got. We've got another one coming in now. All right, so there you go. So with the last push up, micros, you have a stack now of liquidity on this one. That's buy side. And another sell side. All right. this sell side, oops, is done. If I can grab it, I drew it so big. That's done. Okay, so that sell side is good for that move down. Now this is a spike in volume down here. He's looking to say, get that out of the way. If it can push up to this sell side, if this holds again, you got another short on, then you'll be kind of taking the low. If it does it now, over the next few minutes, then you'll be looking at, if it gets there, 19.18 for the buy side target. But all very sketchy on kit. Is doing what it should be doing, but the edge on money wise is tight there. ISPC still using its buy side liquidity there, not too keen on that one. AEMD done, right, working the buy side liquidity pool now. VREX again, VREX done, looking for its resting buy side down there at 210. All the actions in the pre-market, but let's see what happens during the open session. Futures, just leave you with some futures. Right, NQ. So these levels don't change. When you get these, you pretty much get where's all my drawings, man? Yep. So no change here. We're still holding the close and the recent buy side liquidity pool. Like I said, to get anything further to the downside, because there's a huge gap from yesterday. Not unlike NQ to do this though. It's going to depend on Nvidia, isn't it? Not like unlike NQ to come fill that. Just no problem at all. But at the minute, it's so up it on the highs, it's almost enticing another push up to the buy side, isn't it? Using this buy side pool. NQ, so ES again the same, still hasn't tacked into its low. Where was its close then? So it's not using that either. New York close, just playing about, isn't it? Really, it's not doing a lot in between the two. It's not consistently holding any of the micro buy sides and sell sides, so it's just doing nothing on the ES. That's fine. CL, right. Nice trade off that benchmark. Pull back to the buy side liquidity pool. Target in that sell side. Looks like it's busting it. If it does bust this and close above now, target's up there at 75.40 for CL. So that's going well. GC. So sideways action. Buy side liquidity holding. Buy side liquidity holding. Stacking. Target up here at 2384 if we can get it. That's assuming this buy side doesn't fail. This doesn't fail because there's another magnet down here at 2369. But definitely right now is holding. Let's see where the VWAP is on gold. Okay, so up here, VWAP's up there. If it wants to go grab it, that would be nice. So I'm going to be looking at trading gold to the upside. If we can get out of this area here, like another push down, deeper into this buy side or deeper into this buy side, and then see the rejection. That's it, guys. I'm over and out. Our FRGT. Did I look? Oh, quick look at Nvidia as well. Oh, Nvidia's new highs in pre-market. FRGT's on the tape. Oh, I don't have these to watch. FRGT. So FRGT did not come down to buy side liquidity, Paul.
ONMD.
On the tape, and does it get a close above? Let's just have a look here. So you got a 2-minute close above there. The 5-minute looks to be just a spike, so let's see if we can't get that underneath. But if not, yeah, looks like that could have legs higher today on that. Like I said, the more times it's called out on the tape, the higher the probability that it's a program trade for the day. So the first, and it's not unusual for the first buy side pull, if that's the case, not to come and get the liquidity on it. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's not the most aggressive, but it's looking nice. It's looking nice and consistent volume on there. And what do we got? Volume today, 10 million already, nearly 11 million today. Sixty percent held by insiders with a float of 4.63 million. You can work that one out. But yeah, that's definitely got a chance to go with those numbers. So let's see. So it hasn't come down here. It's literally U-shaped up out of there and pushing. Let's see if we get to those highs on FRGT. Taquito, your scanner puts them out every 2 minutes. ONMD. Yes, ONMD is. Here we go. Look, she calls it just. It comes on. Look, ONMD. I don't know. I'm bringing it over. You can see that. But yeah, ONMD is pushing. It's how far? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. What's the news? Significantly expands industry access to proprietary RWD network platform joining Amazon Web Services. There you go. Amazon Web Services. Nothing to go on down here though, mate. Listen out for buy side there, but oh, this is sketchy. $230. Might have a 230 out there, mate. Buy side down here, 171 to 160. If you can come down and then get some volume on the outside of it, we'll see. Is anyone? Was anyone interested in two? Yeah. Maybe. Let's see what it's got. There could be a 170 up to 230 play. But that's it. Okay, unless you got any more popping, I'm done with the pre-market session. And then it's going to be back to some futures and some stock plays later on. What do we got here? Where did I take that from on crude? Oh, it was the what did I take it from 74. So. Oh. Oh yeah. That was my crude buy here from 74.26 to 7 to 45. Yeah, so covered here. Didn't take this one, but should have done. I was looking for 74.25, pushing a little bit further. Didn't quite get it, but never mind, because we are up. Let's get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 accounts on there. 190 per account, 1100. So that's pretty much done today, unless anything else really puts up a nice setup. And right now I want them to be on the bigger time frames. So, well, not the bigger time frames, the macro swings. So, like we said, this buy side was from this big swing up, and then we tanked off it, and we've come back down. We actually collared into this little stack of buy side pulls from this low to this high that never got tacked into, and that's what we used for the buy trade yesterday and this morning. So still working our way out. Magnets up here at 75.40, and if we break that, I'd prefer to look for a sell up here, to be honest, but it's how we get into the buy sides. There was a couple of opportunities, a little miss there, and a push up now. See what we get off the back of this one. Could be a short on here, back down further into, actually it could be, so these are lesser probability trades because they're micro. Because they're micros. So yeah, we could come down here and grab 74.50, 74.45 before we go again. Just got to keep an eye on what keeps holding, and at the moment it's buy side that keeps holding. So let's see if there's a potential push down here, so we could get a buy in if we get that volume on the tape. See those players come in, that would be a nice trade up there, wouldn't it? But like I said, once you get into these micros, they're less of a probability than saying, all right, if it gets down here and rejects, there's a bigger trade on, because you're kind of playing this buy to that cover. This buy to closing up here, and then potentially looking for a sell up here to, a $74 kind of play. But been nice trading that this morning. Yeah, just a shame I didn't catch that one on the way up as well. That would have been nice. But it looks like there's a little sell on there as well. All right, that's me done for the show. No more tickers in there, Taquito, and I will catch you all later. All right, cheers, guys.